The Haunting Story of Luke's Memorial College, Part 1. Mrs. Ola was always busy as a banker. Her work days stretched from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., and her husband, Mr. Ola, was constantly on call at the hospital. Between their demanding jobs, they had little time for their two boys, Tayo and Femi. The house was always filled of house helps, but they never lasted more than 2 weeks. One day, Mrs. Ola was working late in her office. An advertisement on the radio caught her attention. Busy parents, our boarding school offers care, education, and discipline for the entire term. No visits, no call, but peace of mind. Enroll your children today. It sounded like the perfect answer to her worries. Without investigating further, she packed their bags and sent them to Luke's Memorial College. At first, things seemed normal. They went to classes, ate their meals, and slept peacefully. But as the days passed, strange things began to happen. At night, the boys heard whispers in the highways, but when they looked, no one was there. Some of their classmates would disappear for days, only to return acting strange. Femi, the younger brother, started having nightmares of shadows creeping over his bed. One night, he woke up to find a teacher standing silently by his bed. Stay tuned for part 2. Thanks for watching. As time passed, the boys discovered that all their teachers were spirits. They were feeding on the fear of the students. Every night, more children would disappear. Tayo and Femi knew they have to find a way out. But the school gates were always locked, and there was no single guard. Back home, Mrs. Ola was too busy with work to notice anything. Weeks passed, yet she didn't have feelings that something might be wrong with her children. One night, Tayo found an old phone hidden in one of the school storage rooms. It was their only hope. He quickly dialed his mother's number, praying she would pick up. After fifth ringing, Mrs. Ola finally picked the call. She was surprised to hear her son's voice. Tayo told her everything. At first, she did not believe him, but when she heard the fear in his voice, she knew something was wrong. For the first time in her life, she took off from work and ran to the school. When Mrs. Ola arrived at the school, she saw her two boys. She hugged them tightly, promising never to leave them again. Suddenly, Mrs. Ola woke up. She was back in her office with paper scattered around her desk. It had been a dream all this while. Suddenly, Mrs. Ola woke up. She was back in her office with paper scattered around her desk. It had all been a dream. Her heart was still racing. She quickly grabbed her phone and called home. "Hello, Tayo and Femi, are you okay?" she asked them anxiously. "We are fine, Mom," they replied cheerfully as usual. Mrs. Ola sighed with relief. It was just a bad dream. Her children were safe at home and everything was okay. But just as she leaned back in her chair, trying to relax, the radio turned on. "We are excited to announce the grand opening of Luke's Memorial College, boarding school for boys, where parents can rest easy, knowing their children will be cared for without any need for visit or call throughout the term." Mrs. Ola froze, her heart pounding. The words were exactly the same in her dream. Was it really just a dream, or had it been a warning? What would you do if you were Mrs. Ola? Would you take this dream as a warning, or would you brush it off as just a dream? Remember, sometimes a dream can be more than the same, and sometimes dreams can be imagination. Drop your thoughts on the comment section, and thanks for watching.